Hi lovely, so in today's video we are making okra soup. This is a perfect Nigerian delicacy. So we're going to start by washing our meats. After washing, we season it and cook until it is tender. You can decide to use any protein of choice, but for this recipe I'm making use of beef, and I'm also going to be using ice fish. While the beef is getting cooked, I'm going to wash the ice fish thoroughly. Make sure it's thoroughly washed and clean, perfectly clean, because you know how the ice fish stench can be. So we have to make sure it's properly washed and clean. So when that's done, by this time our beef or whatever protein you're using is already cooked. So you're just going to add your ice fish and let that cook. You know, just your steam can cook your ice fish perfectly. Just let it steam for 10-15 minutes and your ice fish is perfectly cooked. So I'm going to go ahead to slice my okra. To those that like pounding their okra, you can pound it, or whatever method you like using, you do that right here. But for me, I like slicing my okra. That's exactly how I like it, in the sizes, so I can get chunks of it in my soup. So we are done slicing, and this is what we have. So I also deboned my fish. When my ice fish was fully cooked, I brought them out and deboned it. And this right here is just my meat and my stock. So I dissolved my ogbono in red oil, or palm oil as we call it also, and I introduced that into my meat. I let that to boil very well, and I added seasoning powder, a little salt, and gave that a thorough mix. I'm also using snail for this recipe. I'd already pre-cooked my snail. My snail have been pre-cooked, so I'm going to add it at this point and also give that a thorough mix. This is my soup. Please, this is what we call one in town okra soup. Just follow this my recipe and you're going to really love it because the taste is heavenly. So I'm going to add water so the ogbono is going to loosen up for a bit. Give that a really good mix and allow it to come to a boil. So next we're going to add our blended crayfish and pepper. You can see I was generous with my crayfish because this okra soup requires enough crayfish to elevate its taste. So I gave that a thorough mix and allow that to come to a boil. So the next step is for us to add our sliced okra, okay? Just note that you're not going to overcook your okra because of course it's a vegetable, so we don't have to overcook it. So going with the sliced okra will give that a thorough mix. Make sure everything is properly mixed and you allow it to cook for just a bit. Give that a good mix. You might be asking why we used okra and ogbono at the same time. The reason is because the ogbono just have to hold our okra together, if you get what I mean. To make it more slimy also, and then you'll appreciate this dish. At this point, if there's any need to add a little water to loosen up the okra. So when you add water at this point, you also give that a thorough mix. Remember we took out our fish initially and deboned it. So that's the point where we introduce our fish. But you must not do it the same way I'm doing it. But this is just the best method I love, okay? So this is my deboned fish. I will also go in with my deboned fish at this point and give everything a perfect and thorough mix. So our soup is coming together nicely. And we are almost done. So we're going to add our periwinkle. Periwinkle is also optional. If you want to add periwinkle, you can add periwinkle. To those that don't like adding periwinkle, that's also fine. You must not put it in your soup. To those of us that like it, so there's a point where you add your periwinkle. Always remember that periwinkle comes last. Okay? It comes before your vegetable. Yeah. Periwinkle always come before your vegetable. So when you allow this to boil for a bit, cover it, allow it to simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. You're going to add your periwinkle, and lastly you go in with the vegetable. The vegetable I'm using for this particular recipe is pumpkin leaf. I had already sliced my pumpkin leaf and it's gonna come in last. And when it comes in, you guys, our soup is ready. Okra soup is one very nice delicacy, one very nice Nigerian delicacy, and you can use any swallow of your choice to have it. Yeah, any swallow is fine, but for me, I prefer fufu. Thanks for watching. Bye.